February 2nd here in Canada. Today I want to address the preppers or the survivalists, whatever kind of terminology name you want to use, the people who saw trouble coming and have been preparing for it, if you will, in whatever fashion that is. Now, let me kind of start with a summation, I suppose. You can't hide or defend yourself from what's happening here. Now, don't take me wrong. I admire and give credit to you for seeing what was coming and doing your best to protect yourselves and your loved ones, friends and family, maybe small collectives, whatever the case may be. You can't hide or fight what's happening here. So let's step back into some looking at the general population. Over the last 3 years, what would you say, the actual enactment of the psychology that the people who intend to enslave us have put into application has shown just how the population responds to that in their various groups. You have, of course, the fully compliant, those who will be happy to have a line drawn around their city and have it broken into 15-minute blocks, and willing to walk around with a piece of cloth over their face and their sleeve perennially rolled up. There's another group that's, I'll say, reluctantly compliant. Then we have another group, maybe 25% of the population here in Canada, who protests the whole plan, protests the notion and the implication, and perhaps protests out on the street. And then we have again, preppers or survivalists. And again, my hat is off to those people, or you people if you're one of them. But the whole thing is, as the WEF implements its plan, its course of action, its agenda, the preppers and the survivalists can't stand against that. Maybe for a little while you'll be ignored, but when they decide it's time to sweep you guys clean, that will happen effortlessly. And so I address you, the pre-prepared, let's call them, rather than preppers or survivalists. You need to be protesting as well, making your voices and your thoughts heard. There is strength in numbers, and the people out waving their flags on the street, going to rallies and stuff, I mean, it's ineffectual in its actuality. But what it does do is lets us and them know how much strength there is in our numbers. So again, if you're hunkered down, I'll say, I commend you, my hat's off to you, but you need to be fighting now, as we all need to be. It's easier to stop the prison from being built than it is to break out of it. And well, I'll leave this video here. Let me know what you think in the comments.